Hello everyone, welcome to drinknectar.com. I'm your host, Josh Wade, and this is the internet's place to explore the five senses of coffee and wine. Tonight we're headed down to Livermore, California at one of the oldest vineyards in the area, established in 1883. Pretty phenomenal when you think about it, and as a matter of fact, that their Cabernet Sauvignon clones are pretty much what planted most of the Napa and Sonoma Valley in the 70s. So a lot of rich heritage history here. This particular vineyard is in a great location with tons of rocky soil, earth, and minerality. So we're going to Concannon out of Livermore, California, and we're trying their Petite Sirah, and we're trying their Chardonnay. Both of these are in their Conservancy label, and they're available for $15. So we're going to start off with the 2008 Chardonnay, 100% Livermore Valley fruit. Didn't say if it was a state fruit or not. Could certainly take a look and let you know in the notes. Very yellow on this one. Doesn't come across as being super thick, but definitely clean and clear, and that yellow straw color, very reminiscent of a traditional Chardonnay. Let's give it a sniff. Okay, so not overly oaked, not overly buttery, definitely some more of the citrus and lemon and melon flavors in here. Slightly perfumey. That second sniff, I did just get a small hint of the butteriness that came through. The wine came out of the refrigerator about 15-20 minutes ago, so it should be warmed up to about the right temperature. But let's give it a sip. All right. So I'm quite fond of this wine, the way it feels overall across the entire palate. It's got a decent mouthfeel. The only thing that's just striking me just now is there's a slight off-balanceness to the finish that I'm not sure I can quite pinpoint what it is, but it's not a super thick, rich flavor that you get in your mouth. I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing or not, but if you do hear her, that's Callie, and she's 13 years old. So actually she's 16 years old. The dog is 13. So Callie usually gets what she wants, being the age she's at. Anyway, back to the wine. It definitely has some nice melon flavors that come out in there. The apple crispness didn't come through as I thought it would, based off of what I smelled on the nose. So all in all, everything is great about this wine, except for just that there's a little bit of like a minerality of some sort of just that throws off the finish as it starts to go down. Decent amount of acidity would be excellent with food, but it's not overwhelming or just a total acid bomb, to take you back to the 60s on a major acid trip or something. Next, we're going to move. Wow. Next, we're going to move to the 2007 Conservancy Petite Sirah. Whenever I have a Petite Sirah, I'm always reminded of a wine blogger at wineblog.org. .com, I think is what it is. I'll figure it out and put it in the notes or across the screen as it's going here. She is a staunch advocate for Petite Sirah and has her P.S. I Love You and events all dedicated towards Petite Sirah. Great fun fact about this particular vineyard is Concannon was the first in the United States to produce a Petite Sirah, or the grape also known as Durif. Very dark and brooding, stormy night kind of quality. Has a beautiful tone as it comes out to the edge. Just gets a like a violet color as it goes out to the edge. 99% opaque on this wine. So let's give it a sniff. Okay, definitely getting jammy plums on this one, and a hint of like a hot spice of some kind. I wouldn't call it pepper, but just some sort of hot spice in there. A lot more on the nose of this wine now than earlier when it was first opened. So as it had a chance to breathe, certainly more happening here. So let's give it a sip. Okay, so this is a big boy wine. Definitely has some really thick structure on the back. If you like a dry red, then you'll like the wine. If it's something where you're more tend towards or a fruity Zen or a Syrah, you may not enjoy this particular wine. For me personally, it's just a matter of what I'm serving it with and the food that it's going to be going with. Overall, the fruit flavors in the very front are slightly thin. The action on this wine is happening in the mid and the back palate and the finish. Definitely has some great acidity, and like I already said, the back end structure is really well done. A little bit of oakiness and woodiness in there, so I'm not sure the oak program that it had, but also for $15, getting to try a grape that you don't have 100% variety of very often in your life, it's definitely worth the try. So are you trying anything new out there? I mean, wine, life's too short to drink the same wine every day, so I really encourage you guys to branch out beyond your normal wine that you try. But with that said, it's also coming summertime with some hotter temperatures, and you may be gravitating towards some white wines. So thanks for hanging out here and watching these reviews. I hope that you enjoy your life with friends, because life is always meant to be enjoyed with friends, and drink happy.